All right, so we are live on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. I'm going to go ahead and get the party started. I felt very inspired and motivated thanks to all of the amazing comments that I had got. So I decided to do an impromptu live. So if you are joining me right now, I just want you to type live in the comments. And if you are catching me when it is convenient time for you, I want you to go ahead and type in replay rock star, because I know for a fact that there are a million things that you can be doing on this fabulous, terrific Tuesday. And joining me live could be one of them, or you might have to catch me on the flip side. So I'm excited, y'all, because there are so many things that are happening. And if you've been following my journey or you are brand spanking new to me, my name is Quinn Conyers, and I transform average events into epic experiences as a compelling keynote speaker and energetic MC. I have been in the speaking business for the last 19 years. However, I have been a full-time speaker and entrepreneur for the last 9 years. So, how do I make my money? With my mouth, right? I believe that there are millions in your mouth. I believe that the wealth is going to come from your words and your ability to activate an audience, your ability to communicate with a crowd in a way that can change their life, improve their business, up level their relationship is something that we don't give a lot of time, attention, and appreciation to. And that is what I absolutely want to change. So part of my secret sauce, my power, is really turning up the volume on the voices of women entrepreneurs and the women in leadership positions. I believe if you want to get paid, if you want to become or be viewed as powerful, or even if you want to get promoted, it is going to require you to be a compelling communicator. Gone are the days where public speaking is a soft skill. I believe that public speaking is a superior skill that women especially need to master if you want to be super successful and earn ridiculous revenue in your business or even in your career. But sadly, we don't give our voices, we don't give the art of communication a chance to really shine. And because I do this for a living, I have seen so many awesome and amazing corporate executives. I've seen so many women in business who are great at what they do, but they struggle to verbalize their value or explain their excellence. Now, if you are in a position where you are requested or required to speak to be effective in your job, you know how important it is to use your voice. And I understand that and I know that, but I'm also very aware of how social media can portray things. And I'm super grateful for all the love, all the comments that I get when I post. I have become a content creator. That's what they call me. I don't know, but I just share my journey on who I am, how God is using me, and I'm just being obedient to the call that's on my life. And I know that I'm supposed to speak life. Like, I know that without a shadow of a doubt. Some people are supposed to be astronauts. Some people are supposed to play in the NBA. Some people are supposed to do stuff with kids. Some people are supposed to do stuff with cars or electronics. That's not my ministry. I know that I am supposed to speak life into other human beings, right? And I take that calling very seriously. But what I also understand is we live in a very, microwave society. And I was talking to a friend, I think it was Robert Kennedy, and I don't think we even live in a microwave society anymore. At least with a microwave, you can put something in there, wait a couple of minutes, and get it back at the temperature that you want. We are now living, I believe what he said, in a vending machine society. So we want to put money in and we want to instantly get something out. And in the speaking world, I believe that many of us want that same instant gratification. Now, where did this come from? You, right? So I had just posted. Shout out to Dr. Delatoro McNeil. He is an awesome, amazing speaker. If you're not familiar with him, definitely look him up. And, I was inspired because he had an amazing speaker introduction video. So if you're a speaker or you want to be a speaker, there are certain speaking materials and assets that you need to have so you can pitch, promote, and market yourself to get paid speaking engagements. Some of it is very obvious. You need a headshot, you need a bio, you need a speaker's reel. But Dr. Delatoro McNeil was one of the first people that I saw who had a speaker introduction video. So you know how if you are speaking, you usually give the meeting planner or the event host a bio, and they usually read that as how they're going to introduce you as the speaker. Well, I have been doing this for a while, and as you can see, my energy is high, right? Like I wake up on 10, I go to bed on 10, right? Like that's just my personality, and I recharge in the middle. And I had someone kind of read my bio, and it was just so horrible. And I was like, yes, I'm going to make my speaker introduction video. And Dr. Delatoro McNeil was the inspiration for that because he's the first person that I ever saw do that. You know, I saw a lot of people, of course, have speaker introduction videos, but I never saw speaking reels, which highlights who they are as a speaker, but I didn't see anyone ever have a speaker introduction video until I saw Dr. Delatoro McNeil's, and I was like, oh yeah, I need one of that. So all this year, and probably last year as well, I decided to invest in myself. Keyword, invest in myself. If you want to get paid $5,000, $10,000, $15,000 to speak, it will be an investment in yourself. People who are making that type of money do not wake up like this. They work for this, they cry for this, they pray for this, they invest in certain things so they can be a person who can command and demand a fee. And I wanted to take it to the next level. So I had just went through all of my marketing materials. So each year I try to keep my brand fresh. I try to keep my brand relevant. I do not take it for granted that clients who hired me before will hire me again. So each year I get fresh headshots. Each year I update my speaking reel of past speaking engagements. I update my bio. I just try to keep my things fresh. So today I'm doing that as well. I'll be updating my website, all that good stuff. My speaker introduction video was complete. And at first I was like, I should just wait until everything is done. But then I'm like, that's the perfectionist in me, you know, and I just was like, let me just share because I know how I was inspired. So if you are a speaker and you want to be distinctive and unique, then maybe you might want to do a speaker introduction video as well, which is very different from a speaker's reel. So I posted that today. So if you're following me on Instagram and you don't know the video that I'm talking about, connect with me on LinkedIn as well as Facebook, and you'll see my speaker introduction video. I'm really excited about it. And I got so many questions, right? I got so many questions. All of you were asking me, you know, who did the video? Many of you said you were proud of me, which I super appreciate. Some of you were just like, this looks really amazing. And I'm grateful for that. But I also want to be crystal clear on what it really takes, right? Like what it really takes to be a paid and powerful presenter. And I feel like a lot of times when it comes to social media, especially, we see the highlights, but we don't see the lowlights. We just see the speaker reel or the speaker introduction. We don't see everything else that comes before that. So I wanted to take some time, if that's okay with you, to really give you my perspective, right? My 2 cents, probably a nickel on what I believe that it really takes to be a paid and powerful presenter. If it is okay for me to share my 2 cents, probably a nickel, just type yes in the comments. I just want to make sure that you are okay with that. All right. So this is just finished recording my video, and it was definitely an investment. Girl, yes, it is. What's your name? You said, is it the Moac? Am I saying your name correctly? I'm looking at Instagram. That's why I'm over here. I'm live on like 5 platforms, right? So, hey, Misty. Hey, girl. Hey, glad that you are here. I want to say that's Sister Charlotte with the Hello Quinny. I don't know who that is, right? Call me out by my nicknames from when I was younger. Okay, so let me go ahead and invest this, right? Let me break this down for you. What I believe the mom coach, gotcha. I want to break down to you what I feel like it really takes to be a paid and powerful presenter, right? This is the stuff that the highlights are not going to tell you. This is the stuff that you see when you follow certain people. Maybe it's me, maybe it's somebody else that you love, admire, and appreciate, might not always give you the behind the scenes. The first thing, and I'm going to give you 6 things. So for all of you note takers, this is the coach in me. This is the trainer in me. This is the teacher in me, right? I don't know if you know this, but I taught for 5 years at Coppin State University, speech communication. So I can't give information without being teachy. Like it just is what it is, right? So the first thing that you have to master if you really want to know what it takes to be a paid and powerful presenter is the word no. Right? Like I'm going to be crystal clear with you. I know y'all see these videos of me on airplanes and I'm speaking and things like that. But for every engagement that you see me on that I got that yes, I want you to understand that there were probably 10 to 11 to 12 or 15 no's before I got there. So I want to share that with you because a lot of times we think that we just see that speaker reel, we see the speaker introduction, but we don't understand that if that video included, let's say, 7 different speaking engagements, I can guarantee you about 50 people done told me no before I got to those 7 yeses, right? So if you want to be a paid and powerful presenter, you got to get your emotions in check. Because if you're serious about this and you are proactive with pitching yourself, which I highly recommend that you do, you should not be sitting at home waiting, wishing, and hoping and twiddling your thumbs that somebody asks you to speak and then us ask you to pay. Part of my process is I'm pitching myself actively as a speaker. I'm in DMs. I'm on LinkedIn. I'm sending emails. I'm sending out proposals, right? Like the world doesn't know who I am. I have to not take for granted that part of this business has got to rely on me making my voice visible. And then if somebody does a digital background check on me, they go to my website, quinconyers.com, or they go to my Facebook, or they go to my Instagram, I have to have digital and audio and video proof that I say that I'm a speaker. You'll be surprised when people say that they're a speaker, but I go on your Facebook page or your social media and there's nothing about you speaking. I don't see not one mic in your hand. I don't see a video. I don't see an audience testimonial, right? So you want to be clear about that. If you want to be a paid and powerful presenter, what does it really take? Number one, you have to get comfortable with hearing the word no. And yes, it still hurts. Sometimes you might lose a business to somebody that you know. You might lose business to another speaker. Maybe they didn't have the budget, but no is a part of this process, right? Because the world of being a professional speaker can be very glamorized, right? Oh, I'm on planes, I'm in hotels. You know what I mean? When it's fast, right? Like when business is coming in, right? But it's not always that way. So that's the first thing. You want to be know what it takes to be a paid and powerful presenter. Number one is getting used to the word no. Number two is slow months. Okay. Slow months. Misty, I know that you're here, right? So you might understand this, right? Every month ain't popping, y'all, right? There's certain months that speakers are more busier than others. There's certain months that, like, February is Black History Month. March is Women's History Month. April and May, conference season kicks off. Sometimes conferences and conventions take a break during the summer. They pick back up during September, October, and November, right? December, it's a ghost town. Everybody's off for the holidays, right? January, we're slowly but surely getting the crust out of our eye for sleeping, right? And rejuvenating, right? So what does it really take to be a paid and powerful presenter? It's slow months. Every month is not you booked and busy. And if you know me or you follow me, I'm not a fan of being booked and busy. I don't want to be booked and busy. I want to be peaceful and paid. So because I want to be peaceful and paid, I understand there's certain months that I'm going to be on virtual and in-person stages, and there's certain months that it's going to be slow months. And I have felt that, right? I can't wait to get back on stage. Shout out to Tiffany Bethia, who is the founder and also the visionary behind Baltimore BizCon. She's hosting an amazing 2-day event this weekend where I'll be serving as the MC, and I can't wait because it officially kicks off my months of getting back there and speaking, because December is slow and January for the most part is slow. February and March starts to pick up for me, and then it kind of does like this. So here's the thing. If you want to be a professional speaker and you want to make the same amount of money every month, you might as well go ahead and quit right now. It's never like that, right? It's never like that. And if you want some more information, because some of you have been following me, you want to know. If you don't already have this, the first way to get some information, the first way to pick my brain is to pick up this book. It's called Speak Black Woman. And if you are not Black or African American, it is okay. If you want to know how to profit from public speaking, please pick up this book, right? Y'all, literally, this investment alone will at least put you on track on how you can make money speaking. Again, you can go to speakblackwoman.com, click on books, grab your copy. You'll be ordering it right from me. So if you do that, I'll even sign it for you. So again, if you want to be a paid and powerful presenter, here's what you need to know what it really takes. Number one, you have to get used to the word saying no. Number two, you have to understand that in this business, not just being a great speaker, but in the speaking business, that you will have slow months. It's just the way it goes, right? Number three. Thank you, Miss Jacqueline. Miss Jacqueline says she has the book and she says it's great. Number three is you have to invest in yourself. Okay. I'm great. No, in fact, I'm not even great. I'm not even going to claim being great, right? I am not good. I'm not great. I am grand at what I do, right? Like you give me a microphone, listen, we can have a lot of fun, right? But what I have learned over the years is I have a PhD in professional development. Well, not really, but the amount of courses that I've taken, the amount of books that I've read, the amount of books that I wrote and will write, the amount of coaches that I've invested in, the amount of trainers and trainings that I went to is what takes me to that grand level. And a lot of us are trying to watch this video, get a couple of tips, get a couple of tools, get a couple of nuggets, and think that we can just wake up and charge $7,500 or $10,000 to speak. You have got to learn how to be a professional investor, an investor into your intellectual property, an investor in your craft of speaking, right? And I get people who reach out to me all the time and they want to have pick your brain sessions. Not going there with you right now about pick your brain sessions, but it's just like you cannot YouTube or you cannot Google your way into being a powerful and paid presenter. Can you get tips? Yes. Can you get techniques? Yes. Can you get some good direction and nuggets? Yes. But the people who are doing this at a grand level, the people who are making money off of this, the people who are speaking and feeding their family as a profession, they have invested. They have gotten coaches. They have read books, right? And an investment can be anything. I'm not telling anyone to go out and buy and find a coach and spend $20,000. That might be the right investment for you. But some of y'all might have $25. And guess what? $25 can get you this book. That can be your start. Or your investment could be actually completing the course that you bought. This is one of the reasons why courses make me very interesting. Do you know that less than 10% of people who actually buy a online course don't even finish it? So my whole thing is when people reach out to me about getting paid to speak or improving and polishing the public speaking skills, my question to you is, have you invested in your craft to completion? Have you really finished that course? Have you really executed on what you learned from reading that book? Have you watched that YouTube video of tips and tools and actually implemented it into your speaking business, right? So that's what you need to understand, that investing in yourself is a requirement. It is not a necessity. It is not a nice to have. It is a requirement to be a paid and powerful presenter. All of the people that I know who are doing this and who are making, and when I say ridiculous revenue speaking, you can see the investment trail, whether it's coaching, whether it's workshops. It can even be investing in your own professional development. I'm a member of the National Speakers Association, right? Do you know how much it costs to be a National Speaker Association member? Do you know how much it costs to go to the annual conference? Okay. It costs some money. But I understand that if I want to be paid and I want to be a powerful presenter, that this gift, this industry is going to cost me something. And I can't expect to nickel and dime my way into this business and really expect that I am going to reap or I'm going to harvest thousands or millions. It doesn't work like that. So what I understood is how I'm able to do this business and be a full-time speaker and an entrepreneur for the last 9 years is I'm also an investor, y'all. I invest. Matter of fact, where's my book right now? Okay. This is what I'm reading right now. Let me take out the bookmark because y'all need to see it, right? So this is what I'm reading right now. It's called Book, The Insider's Guide for Speakers Who Want to Sell to Associations. These are two members who are members of the National Speakers Association, and I'm doing it right now. Y'all see the notes? Like, this is my current investment. Sometimes, y'all, my investment is a coach. Sometimes it's me attending a training or a workshop. Sometimes my investor is Audible, right? It depends. But I think that what keeps me sharp, what keeps me relevant is I am a constant investor in Quinn Conyers. Like at any point in time, I am improving my craft. I'm reading certain things. I am going to certain conferences. I have mentors, you know what I mean, who constantly pour into me, who I can reach out to. Shout out to Mario Armstrong, who just jumped on Instagram. He is magnificent. He has an awesome show called The Never Settle Show, and he has won an Emmy. So he She is also what I call one of those people, like a mentor in my mind. And here's the beauty: you don't always have to have direct conversation with someone. You don't always have to have a conversation to pick up the phone or get on Zoom with them. People are sharing their intellectual property with you all the time. By you watching their live, by you watching their YouTube video, by you picking up their book, they can become what I call a mentor in your mind. I call them MIMS, right? Mentors in your mind, people that you can learn from, people that you can take notes from, people who are been there doing that, got the t-shirt and purchased the whole t-shirt store operation, right? I don't always have to talk to Mario to get nuggets and tips and tools. I can go to Mario's page. I can take Mario's course on sponsorships, which I have, to learn to do what I do. So stop thinking that you need instant access to people where they are constantly putting out tips and tools for you to grow. You know what the best compliment you can do if you're learning from someone? Execute what you learn and tag them, right? Execute what you learn. If I gave you a good tip, if I gave you a good nugget, tag me and say, Quinn, thank you so much. And actually do it, right? Because we want you to grow. But in order to become a paid and powerful presenter, it's going to cost you something. It's going to cost you something on the front end, or if it's going to cost you something on the back end. I remember I was asked to do a speaking opportunity and it was paid and I was booked. I already had something else on my calendar. So I went to my Speak Black Woman group and I said, listen, I need a speaker about this. Here's how much it costs. Send me X, Y, and Z. And do you know, I think 1 out of about 12 people who were interested had the materials because they didn't invest in myself. They didn't invest in themselves, right? So having the proper marketing materials, having the proper knowledge on what it takes to be a paid and professional speaker matters. And there's so many different ways to invest. I mentioned the National Speakers Association, which I'm a member, but I'm also a member of the Black Speakers Network that is led by Brian Oles, who's a good friend of mine. So if you're like, Quinn, I don't know where to get started. I just know that I want to speak and I want people to pay me. I don't have thousands of dollars, for this particular program. Well, BSN is like $35 a month and you can network with other speakers. So if you want to be a paid and powerful presenter, what it really takes is an investment into your intellectual property, an investment into membership, an investment into marketing materials, and an investment into consistency. Okay. Some of the things that you can attract and opportunities that you can get and stages that you can walk on is not just by talent, it's by pure consistency. Do you know how people will reach out to me because they've been following me on LinkedIn? They watch one of my live videos because I'm consistent. You know why? Because my ability to make my voice visible gets me more speaking engagements. Because in this day and age, you cannot be the best kept secret and want to get paid and make money, right? Part of what you need to do is invest in being consistent. Just that. You can even say as simple as once a week, I'm going live, or once a week, I'm going to post a video, or once a week, I'm going to post some content, right? But if you want to get paid and you want to be a powerful presenter, then you have to invest in yourself. Does that make sense? Are y'all with me? If this makes sense, type makes sense in the comments. I just want to make sure that you are with me, right? Like, does this make sense to you? Am I singing your song? Am I doing your dance? Hey, Jill, I'm so happy that you were able to join me right here on Instagram. I just want to know, does this make sense to you? Because I don't know, people just don't be understanding that it makes sense. All right, we got Shamika from Facebook says it makes sense, as well as Lisa says absolutely not. You can't Google your way through. You have to take action. I absolutely agree. So yes. And if you're just joining, my name is Quinn Conyers, and I am on a mission to turn up the volume on the voices of women in business as well as women in leadership positions. I personally believe that if you want to be a paid and powerful presenter, you must polish and perfect your public speaking skills. I believe it is no longer a soft skill, but a superior skill that women especially need to master if they want to earn ridiculous revenue. So what am I doing right now with the time that I have with you? I'm going to giving you my 2 cents, my nickel on what I believe it takes to be a paid and powerful presenter. So I'm going to keep going. So the next thing that it takes, what it really takes to be a paid and powerful presenter, is you got to pitch people, right? Like, you'd be surprised how many people are very reactive when it comes to their revenue and speaking. They're literally just hoping that because they put up a LinkedIn post or because they have a nice website, that the speaking engagements will start rolling in. Or they believe that if they got their one sheet redone or they create their speaking reel, that all of a sudden all these planners are going to start coming out the woodwork saying, hey, we want you to speak. It doesn't work like that. Sometimes you'll get referrals, but part of your responsibility of what it really takes to be a paid and powerful presenter. Hey, Lindsay, how are you? You have to pitch yourself actively. I have what I call is a hit list. My hit list is several organizations that I want to speak. Now, I used to do this myself, but I do have a team that works with me. So I have Tiara, who is, my business manager. So I let her know where I want to speak. And you know what her job is? She goes through and she finds the website, she finds a point of contact, she finds an email address, and she finds a LinkedIn person that's connected to the conference. So then what I do is I go in with my verbal business card, which is my version of an elevator pitch, and I talk about how I can transform their event into an epic experience as a compelling keynote speaker or energetic MC. Why am I telling you this? Is because what it really takes is you being proactive. What it really takes is you going after the events, after the conferences that you really want to speak at, right? Like it is you being intentional about verbalizing your value. So what it also really takes is you being able to brag on yourself. If you want to get paid top dollar, now is not the time for you to be muted and muzzled and for you not to want to toot your own horn or do the most. If you want to get paid the most, I'm going to need you to do the most by telling people who you are, what you do, and what your speaking topic is about. So if you want to be a paid and powerful presenter, not only do you have to understand that there will be slow months, you must invest in yourself. And like I said, there are so many programs out there that can, work with you to teach you how to get paid speaking engagements. So investment is on all different types of levels. It could be coaching. It could be a course that you need to finish, right? So for all of you who bought that course in whatever industry it is, and you've been on module 2 for the last 3 months, go ahead and finish that course, right? For those of you looking like, oh my gosh, I like Quinn. Well, I can tell you right now, starting in February, I cannot coach only because that's when my speaking business picks back up. February, March happen to be what I call money months. Money months are months that for me in my business tend to ramp up. However, I did write a book about it that you can invest in yourself. It's called Speak Black Woman, How Women in Business Can Profit from Public Speaking. So this is a great way to invest in yourself and learn how to become a paid and powerful presenter, right? Like this is the things. And if you want to buy that book, you can go to speakblackwoman.com and click on books. Again, if you are interested in buying my book, Speak Black Woman, How Women in Business Can Profit from Public Speaking, you can go to speakblackwoman.com and you can click on books. But what you need to understand is you have to pitch people, y'all. Like, and if pitch people, you don't like the word pitch, you have to offer your speaking services, okay? You have to reach out. So you can call it reaching out. You can call it offering. You can call it connecting with people, but you got to tell people who it is you are and what it is that you speak about. Okay. The next thing that you must do, or what it really takes to be a paid and powerful presenter, is your voice has to be visible. Okay. I'm making my voice visible right now, right? I'm using social media live. I'm live on Instagram. I'm live on Facebook, my Facebook group. I'm live on LinkedIn, and I'm also live on YouTube, right? So in order for you to get paid, in order for you to be a powerful presenter, you got to polish up your speaking skills, whether it's virtually or in person. That's what it really takes. So you can't expect to be this powerful presenter if the last time you opened up your mouth was in 2021, right? Like you got to keep speaking. You have to get out there. You have to make your voice visible. And if you don't have a physical stage that you're going on to, it could be recording video and popping that onto your social media platforms. It could be hosting your own masterclass. It can be going live on social media. It can be making your voice visible through newsletters. I literally have a newsletter on LinkedIn that has over 2,000 subscribers, right? That I just post about different speaking tips and tools and techniques, and people want to know that. That's another way that I'm making my voice visible. You can make your voice visible by writing a book, right? But either way, if you want to be paid a powerful presenter, you have to make your voice visible. All right. Last but not least, right? Because I want to honor time. We're at 29 minutes, right? Trying to keep y'all no more than a half hour. If you want to become a paid and powerful presenter, this is the last tip that I want to share with you. Hold on, we got a question, right? So we got a question from the marriage planning mogul. She says, what if the speaker wants to curate her own regular events with her as the keynote? You can do that. I mean, you can do that in the form of a workshop. You can do, they call those like paid public presentations, where I've seen people actually host an event and they will fill the event and have people come for free. And then what they'll do is, marriage planning mogul, because I don't know your name, sorry, put your name in the comments for me so I can address you accordingly, is you can actually practice that keynote. You can get footage of yourself speaking, and you can get testimonials from the audience. So if you have not spoken for a while, I talked about investing in yourself as one of the Janice. So I'm talking to Janice right now, but I'm talking about everybody else who wants to ear hustle, is you can also create your own stage, and you can use that stage to get other marketing materials that you may need. You could charge for it, or like I said, you can get action shots. You can test out a new keynote. You can get audience feedback and testimonials. But that will be a great investment for you to actually rent out a space and do your keynote and do it that way. So you can do that as well. And that's the beauty. If nobody is hiring you up front to speak, you can hire yourself and then use the footage from when you hired yourself by producing your own event to get more speaking opportunities. So Janice, great question. All right. So y'all ready for number 6? If you're ready for number 6, just type I'm ready in the comments, right? So what I'm doing is I'm teaching you from my perspective what it really takes to be a paid and powerful presenter. And I want to make sure that you understand this, because people sometimes just show the highlights, but they don't show the lowlights of what it really takes to, be a paid and powerful presenter. Okay. So I've been talking about the paid part a lot because that's what people really want. Quinn, I want to make money speaking. I want people to give me a check. I want to make an income off my intellectual property. Yes, me too. Right. Here's the thing. Everything that I talk about as far as marketing yourself, getting paid is what you need. But at the end of the day, you got to be willing to set a stage on fire. If you want repeat revenue, if you want consistent opportunities to speak, you have to commit to being a powerful presenter and a compelling communicator. What does that mean? Your stage presence. What does that mean? The way that you use words. People call me a speaker, but I consider myself an audience activator. I'm a thought leader. I'm a perspective shifter. I can command the crowd, right? So if you want to get paid, some of the basics is, how are you with a microphone in your hand? Are you great? And how many people are you great in front of? Because you can be great in front of 30 people, but how are you presenting in front of 300? How are you presenting in front of 3,000, right? So at the end of the day, I know that people focus so much on getting paid to speak. And part of where I'm shifting is, you got to be good on stage, sis. You got to be able to wow the crowd. You have got to be able to activate an audience. You have got to talk in such a way that you can get people to lean in when they wanted to check out. You have to learn how to use vocal variety, what I'm using right now, to grab your attention. So, yes, on a normal speaking voice, I'm usually on 10, but I understand, because I've studied the art of public speaking, that if I really want to get your attention, sometimes I might have to lower my voice, because I understand that my whisper can hold weight. I don't always have to yell to get your attention when I speak. Sometimes I can slow it down, take it down a couple of notches, and truly still grab your attention. So at the end of the day, you can read all the books, you can go to all the seminars, you can watch all the YouTube videos, you can go and you can live and get associates, bachelor's, and PhD on Google University. However, if you are not polishing and perfecting your public speaking skills, you will still continue to struggle getting paid speaking engagements, because if people are bored, they're not going to buy into whatever you're selling. And you might be able to get on 1 or 2 stages because you have a great website, you have some great marketing, your headshot looks great, but people will begin to speak and talk about you and your performance. This is a performance, y'all. When you are on stage and you are speaking, you are part storyteller, you are part actor, you are part comedian, you are part audience, engager, right? There's so many different levels of this, right? When you are speaking, in order to be a powerful presenter and a captivating communicator, the audience should be able to to feel, to touch, to taste, to experience every single word that comes out of your mouth. You should be able to put the audience through an emotional roller coaster. When you speak, your audience should feel happy. They should feel sad. They should feel frustrated. They should feel angry. They should feel empathetic. They should feel sympathetic, right? So there's so many other emotions than just happy, sad, glad, and mad, right? When you are speaking, your audience should feel certain ways by how you present the information. And I feel like we are such in a microwave society that people just want to get paid that we are forgetting the art of being a public speaker. We are forgetting how important it is to be able to captivate, to command a crowd. We are forgetting how, the fear of public speaking is still real. We are forgetting the fact that you absolutely positively have got to use the entire stage and be able to move. Can you engage a crowd that is intimate of 30, but then you might be on a stage of 3,000? Are you still able to be a competent and compelling communicator? So as I begin to talk more and more about being a paid speaker, you're going to see some more content from me in regards to how to be a powerful presenter. Because at the end of the day, y'all, if you want a career, if you want longevity as a professional and paid speaker, you got to be good on stage. I don't care what that looks like. Sometimes I'm hired back again and again because of my energy, because of my engagement, because I can rock a stage, right? So I want to be clear that the marketing materials matter. You need a website, right? You need those headshots. You need a speaker reel. If you want to be fancy, you can go ahead and get a speaker introduction video, right? Again, shout out to Dr. Delatoro McNeil for inspiring me to create my own speaker introduction video. But at the end of the day, what is most important about this business is your ability to use the spoken word to activate an audience, which means you got to be a powerful presenter. You got to polish your public speaking skills. You have to be able to know how to be compelling when you're on stage or in person or virtually, right? All stages are not created equal. All platforms are not created equal. So in order for me to be compelling here, you see me doing things like, if this makes sense to you, type makes sense in the comments, right? I still have to be powerful presenter, even though you're watching me virtually, right? Being able to use your hands, understand body language. Your eyes are communicating. My hair is communicating. All the things are communicating. Hey, Dr. Laura Lewis, I see that you are here. Okay. So you want to make sure that you understand that as you are working on updating your marketing materials, you are looking for people to hire you to speak. You're pitching yourself to speak. When's the last time you took a public speaking class? And I'm not talking about college, right? Like, when's the last time you actually polish and perfect the art of your communication style, right? Some of you want to be a keynote speaker and you're really a workshop presenter. Some of you want to be a workshop presenter, but you're really good on a panel, right? So understanding who you are and what your communication speaking style is going to matter if you want to be paid and powerful. And there's nothing worse than you trying to get a keynote position or a keynote or a training thing, and you get the opportunity and you have 60 minutes, but you can only hold an audience attention for 10. Okay. So that's what I need you to understand. And you're going to see this. Hey, Tabitha, thank you so much. Tabitha said this is golden. Let's go ahead and make sure we're on the same page. If you feel like this is golden, like Tabitha said, type golden in the comments, right? Do you think this is golden? Let me know if you think this is golden, right? Just type golden in the comments. And if you're catching me live, thank you so much for being here. If you're catching me on the replay, that is all good. I'm glad that you were able to join me anyway. So as I'm doing this, you're going to see me continuously talking about how to be a paid and powerful presenter. But what you're going to see more of is the art of communication, is the art of speaking, because we have all been in the audience and we're thinking to myself, I know this person got paid. I know they got paid and they're horrible. And I don't want you to be that, to be you. I don't want you to put so much energy, so much effort, so much attention into making sure that your keynote presentation summary is great. Put so much attention into chopping up a video to make you look fabulous. I don't want you to put so much attention into creating this website that when you actually get on stage, you bomb, right? Like, the biggest thing of being a paid and powerful presenter, what does it really take? You got to be good with a microphone in your hand, y'all. Like at the end of the day, the speaker website, the one sheet, the headshots, that's all the icing. The cake is your meaty message, how you can change somebody's life, change somebody's world, up level their career, their relationship, but it's also your ability to deliver the message, right? And a lot of times all I see on social media is how to get paid to speak, how to get paid to speak, how to get paid to speak, how to get paid to speak. Yes, that's what we want. But are you powerful on that platform? Are you powerful on that podium? When you get on that stage, do people remember you? That's what I want you to think about. So again, I want to appreciate all y'all for joining me for this absolutely positively spontaneous live. Again, my name is Quinn Conyers, and I believe that we all can be paid and powerful presenters, but it's going to take something. It's going to take you making your voice visible. And what I share today is what it really takes to be a paid and powerful presenter. For all of y'all who missed the sermon, I'm going to go ahead and give you a quick little summary. That way you can go on about your business. You can watch this again at your later time when you have some time. So, what does it really take to be a paid and powerful presenter? Number one, you have got to get used to hearing the word no. Everybody's not going to book you. Doesn't matter how great you are. It comes along with the territory. Number two, you got to understand that it is slow months. If you're watching or following your favorite speaker and you see them on a stage all the time, just know that that is not the same every single month. There are certain months that is slower and there's certain months that are faster. I'm actually about to enter into what I call my money months. And that is where there's a few months that it really picks up for me. It slows down, then it picks up again. So if you want to know what it really takes, there's going to be slow months and there's going to be busy months. There is not all 12 months are not created equal. Number three, you must invest in yourself to be a paid and powerful presenter, whether that's a book, whether that's a course that you need to complete, whether that is hiring a coach or a trainer, or you can go ahead and pick up my book, Speak Black Women, How Women in Business Can Profit from Public Speaking, right? And actually read it and execute it and finish it, right? You'd be surprised when people buy books and buy courses and don't finish it. Don't let that be you in 2024. Pick up a copy of Speak Black Woman, How Women in Business Can Profit from Public Speaking. I promise you, it's a great way for you to learn how to become a paid and powerful presenter. You can go to speakblackwoman.com, click on books, and you can pick it up. The next thing you have to do to be a paid and powerful presenter is you have to pitch clients. You have to get a hit list. Write down some of the organizations that you want to hit, and you want to reach out to them on Facebook, reach out to them on LinkedIn. That's what you want to do. Next is you have to make your voice visible. If you want to be a speaker, if you're calling yourself a speaker, then I should be able to see evidence on your Facebook page, evidence on your social media platforms that you are indeed speaking. Last but not least, you have got to polish and perfect your public speaking skills. You have got to be a compelling communicator. It doesn't matter how great, how fancy, how sexy, how vibrant your speaking materials are, how pretty your headshots are. You have got to be able to know how to activate an audience as a proficient and prolific public speaker. All right. So that is my tips. Hopefully you will join me again. Let me know what you thought about this Facebook Live in the comments. But more importantly, if you haven't already done so, make sure we are connected. Send me a friend request, send me a connection quest. But more importantly, go ahead to speakblackwoman.com and grab your copy of Speak Black Woman, How Women in Business Can Profit from Public Speaking. All right, y'all, I'll see you on the next slide. Have an awesome and amazing, but more importantly, terrific Tuesday. Talk to you later.